Welcome to Healthier, Happier You, the people working to make it happen. I'm Evan J. Cholfin from Lexhammer, where we help the brands that help you live healthier. Today, I'm joined by Ishan Patel, founder and CEO of Audien Hearing, who's disrupting the hearing aid industry by making quality hearing care more affordable and accessible. Ishan, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Evan.
So, what inspired you to start Audien Hearing?
Well, for me, I grew up with hearing loss in my family and really realized how much people and families suffer from it. My grandpa has pretty significant hearing loss. And as a young kid, as early as 8 years old, it pretty much took away my ability to have a relationship with him at all. So when my co-founders, who also have grandparents that suffer from hearing loss, kind of came to me and said, look, the FDA is creating over-the-counter hearing aid category to make hearing aids more accessible for people. I knew this was something that had to be disrupted and was pretty deeply passionate about it due to the impact it's had in my life.
That's really a great personal reason to be involved in such an amazing business. How does your approach differ from traditional hearing aid companies?
Well, if you consider the traditional hearing aid market, for the prescription market, you have to go to a doctor, get a hearing test, go through a pretty decent fitting process. And then usually the bill is $4,600 on average for a pair of hearing aids, but at least thousands of dollars. Over-the-counter hearing aids really make it a totally different experience where if you have mild to moderate hearing loss, which majority of people do, you can just get a product, try it, and use it from the comfort of your own home. So that's a big difference for us. And then Audien specifically, as the co-founder and one of the inventors on most of our products here, we've designed these products specifically with the feedback of all of our customers. We're constantly iterating and innovating as much as possible to make sure we're delivering the best quality of product and service to our customer base. So we service over 1 million customers nationwide with an entirely in-house customer service team that does all of it virtually. So it's a pretty amazing thing, I think, for this type of category.
Yeah, absolutely. So where are you focusing most of your energy in the business right now?
Well, we are growing really rapidly as the number one volume selling over-the-counter hearing aid company in the world. I really focus on one, expanding the reach, meaning reaching more people that need this help and making sure we're available in the channels and the distribution places and obviously for prices that are attainable for our consumer base. And then also product innovation, right? I'm pretty deeply involved on all the new products we have coming out this year and the products we've made in general. So really excited for that. And then the final piece is the service. It's how do we constantly evolve the ability to connect with and support our 1 million plus customers nationwide, knowing that these individuals are hard of hearing, knowing that sometimes technology can be a challenge, and knowing that virtually servicing those people has largely been considered impossible. But that's actually a core competency and strength of our business. So those would be really the 3 areas I'm focusing most of my time.
That's great. So what's been working particularly well in your direct-to-consumer model?
Oh, wow. It's really taken everything, right? So we're omni-channel. From Facebook to Google to TV to magazine to radio to print. We're really everywhere. And so for us, I think what's important is being able to get the message out on sort of every medium that people want to see it. And also being able to crack the code with retailer partners like Walmart and having a ton of expansions lined up as well. That's been a big factor of improving the outcome. So it's a fusion of direct to consumer with retail, but right now still 75% of our business is direct to consumer.
Wow. So who benefits from your hearing aids? Who's your ideal customer?
Our slogan is hearing for everyone. It's really about helping the people who have been historically ignored by a nearly 100-year-old category, helping them get the benefits and their families get the benefits that they need. So it's the builders, it's the teachers, it's the veterans. It's really just any American from any walk of life who suffers from hearing loss and has been looking for something that ultimately can work for that.
Yeah, that's great. What would you say sets Audien apart in the hearing aid market?
Well, I think it's a combination of several things, right? One is before even starting this company, I had worked in the hearing aid industry and personally spoken to and worked with over 1,000 different customers and families. So that is a really big factor, I think, of understanding from sort of a grassroots approach what people need and what families are looking for. So I think for me as a founder, I really believe that sets me apart. I don't think there's a lot of people that have spent that much time with the actual customer. And then that's really integrated into the heart and soul of everything we do here. We're a bootstrap company, right? So we had to build a sustainable business, cash flow funded. We launched in the middle of COVID. We learned how to be scrappy. We learned how to move quickly. We learned how to really communicate and connect with our customers and ask for help when we need it and provide help where we can. So I just think we bring a really sort of grassroots and familial approach to an industry that's otherwise really clinical and oftentimes impersonal.
Yeah. What's been your biggest marketing challenge, would you say?
I would say it's that people don't know that you can now get hearing aids over the counter, right? Like the awareness of the industry itself, the fact that 80% of people with hearing loss don't use a hearing aid means that the market and the greater industry has failed the people that they need to serve. And so Audien is now, even though we're the number one in the space and growing so rapidly, we still are facing that challenge of how do we get the word out? How do we make the entire world know, the billion people that need hearing aids, that, hey, affordable and accessible hearing care is here. And Audien is committed to bringing that to the rest of the world. I think that's probably the biggest challenge.
And how do you think you would solve that challenge?
I think it comes down to partnership, awareness, and branding, right? Partnership in the sense of retailers like Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Staples, and others that we're launching with and partnering with, really committing to helping us communicate this to the world, to the people that need it, right? And awareness in the sense that making sure we're omni-channel, making sure we're reaching people everywhere that they need to be reached in every place that is effective for them. And then finally is branding. It's bridging the gap between our mission and consumer awareness and perception of the company itself, right? And so although we're 5 years old and we're the leader in the space as a brand, I think we have a lot of work to do to build that up, to build up that connection further with our consumer.
Yeah, are there other competitors in the space that are OTC?
Definitely. Yeah, we're not the only ones. I like to think we really do set ourselves apart, but there are other really great companies out there. And honestly, there are other companies that are backed by huge organizations, massive amounts of funding, multi-billion-dollar conglomerates. And so it's definitely a competitive environment, but it's one that we've been able to lead really consistently for pretty much the entire time we've been in the industry.
And how do you stand out from those guys?
I just think at our core and woven into the very fabric of what we do, we're just a bit different. I will say that there are so many incredible companies out there that have been built from funding and collaboration. I think a special sauce for Audien is that we are bootstrapped. We launched this company with $500 in a garage and a team of kids. In the business world, I'm a grown adult, I have a lot of responsibilities, but in the business world, a lot of people would consider me a kid, right, at 29 years old. And you've got a group of 20-something-year-olds that had this dream, had this mission, wasn't afraid to fail and to try to change the way that this is done in the world. And I think when you look at a lot of the other companies in the space, right, they don't really have that unique perspective, and they're not driven by a bootstrapped approach that means there is no pot of gold, right? There is no war chest. There is no funding. It's do or die here. And it's also you are with your fellow teammate where the success and the livelihood of everyone depends on the success and the happiness of your customer, right? Like they're just integrated in a way that's aligned from the mission to the financial outcome, right? Like there's no escaping it. And I think it puts you in a position where you can't really see any other reality. You can't even imagine a world where you had that safety net and you operate from that place, which allows you to build something really special, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So, what are your main growth targets for this year?
Oh, we're growing a lot, right? I think it'll be close to 100% growth, 2xing the company. Let's say 50 to 100% growth is the goal. Even 50 would be a huge outcome at the scale we're at right now. And expanding into retail is a big factor because even though we're the best selling in retail right now, that is a blue ocean. It's barely started, right? We're only available nationwide at Walmart. We're with QVC as well, but we're launching with Walgreens, CVS, Staples, and a few more that I can't name yet. But I think that that's a huge factor of growth for us is getting the word out there in a way that works. Right? Other people have launched in retail and tried, but the industry has largely not seen the success it deserves that we're seeing with our retail partners. So really excited for that.
That's great. And what is your approach to partnering with these retail partners?
I think it's education, right? This is not just throwing a product on a shelf and hoping that a customer that walks by, in the health aisle next to the thermometers and the blood pressure cuffs, right, sees this product and intuitively just knows, oh, wow, this is the answer to my hearing care needs. Really, it takes more than that. Like you need to have some sort of display, some sort of education basis, and you need to do it in a way that people want to engage with, right? There's other people that have done this. It's not really working for the other people in the market, and it is working for us. And so I think that leaning into that and these partners being willing to give us the space to do that, because it's a huge commitment from their end, right? When you're talking about a massive partner like Walmart, every inch on their shelf is worth a lot. And so it's been really great to see the way that everybody's leaning into these partnerships and the commitment they have to bringing this solution to the world.
That's great. And on the DTC, and how are you currently acquiring most of your new customers?
I would say on the D2C side, like our biggest channel is TV, right? I think our demographic really engages there, but we are everywhere. Like I said, TV, Facebook, Google, magazine, radio, and more, right? Even print, insert, mail. So we're really trying to stay diversified. But if I had to pick one channel as a really great opportunity zone, I would say TV is we've barely scratched the surface.
That's great. What trends are you seeing in the hearing aid industry that excite you?
I'm seeing people start to engage more with these types of products, believe more that there's a solution out there. It's still very early stage, and that excites me. I'm also seeing consolidation, right? I'm seeing that everyone wanted to rush into this sort of perceived gold rush of the hearing market, thinking, oh, well, there's a lot of white space, huge TAM, right? Then we can all get our piece of the pie. But the market and the people that they're trying to serve kind of have spoken, in the sense of this is not an industry where you can just jump in, dump money, and just walk away with a ton of cash. This is all about connecting with and truly serving your end user. This is not a want. This is a need, right? So with that need comes a higher level of requirements, right? A higher level of commitment. So I think that that's really exciting to see, but it's also at the same time the challenge, right?
Yeah, absolutely. What changes do you think will impact the industry the most in the next 12 to 18 months?
Well, tariffs, definitely, right? That's a big factor of global supply chain, producing affordable products, but we've got a great handle on that. So I think it's going to shake out a lot of people who are just here for the cash. And I'm excited to see that, because I think it matters that people need to really care and commit. Although it's an extremely challenging situation that I hope becomes easier for the world, ourselves included. So that's one thing. I think that second is retail working, right? Like Audien being able to break into retail in a way that really matters, at scale that really works. So I think we're going to see a shift in consumer awareness based around retail. And so that's another big one. And then the third is deeper integrated partnerships. So it's more than just putting a product on the shelf, right? Now we're talking about health insurance, companies like Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna. Right now we're talking about cellular, Verizon, Consumer Cellular, AT&T, T-Mobile, right? And those integrations. It's seeing this as a really like a fully integrated device and a health platform that Audien is leading. So I think the next 12 to 18 months, that's what we're going to see transform here with Audien.
Yeah, it sounds like there's some great opportunities there. What opportunities are you most excited about capitalizing on?
I'd say for me, it's the new product we have coming out later this year. I can't say too much about it yet, but it's going to change the way that people interact with hearing aids. It's going to be the first of its kind in the entire world. We had to invent it, and I'm really excited to bring it because people have been asking so much for this type of solution, and no one's really been able to do it yet. So I think that's the first thing that I'm most excited about, is bringing this new product innovation to the world. And two is just distribution and awareness. It's actually getting these hearing aids in the hands of the families that need them, right? At a bigger and greater scale to impact more lives. Because that at the end of the day is what we are here to do.
Yeah, absolutely. What challenges are you preparing for?
Should have left tariffs for this one. Right? Like that's a huge challenge that we're working through right now. And also the challenge of helping the rest of these partnerships see the value in making these big investments, in taking these big risks. Because at the end of the day, they're taking a bet on Audien, and getting sponsorship and buy-in from the leaders that really make those decisions. And we've seen great reception so far. And I think that the deeper I can integrate in the sort of purpose and mission of my partners and align with them, the greater the outcome can be. This is not just about making money together, right? This is about accomplishing something greater than that.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you think is going to be crucial to get right in the next year?
Growing our digital footprint, right? getting that right, especially in the evolving economic climate, and nailing these new products. But I'm not that worried about it because it's kind of our bread and butter. And really, we get a lot of reception and feedback from our consumers when we make these products. And then growing the team while maintaining the culture, right? Being a rapidly growing business that doesn't lose sight of its heart and soul. And I think that that's really important to get right as well.
How do you see growing your digital footprint?
I think that TV expansion is going to be massive, right? These new product differentiators are going to be big as well. I think retail is going to bring halo to the digital side as well and allow me to really lean into that spend. But there's just a lot of unlocks we're looking at there. It always comes down to deepening partnerships, right? How do you get direct to the provider? How do you help them understand what you're trying to do? How do you help align financially and strategically to get it done? And you can often find that when you go high enough up the food chain, you're able to find that people are really looking to grow something like this. People want to help other people. And if you can align that with their business, with their financial outcomes, that's where the magic happens.
Absolutely. So if we were to have this conversation again in 12 months, which I hope we do, what would make you feel it's been a successful year?
Oh, that's such a good question. I would say we probably will have doubled at least from where we are today. Instead of 1 million customers, well, we're probably close to 1.2 million now, but we'd hopefully be closer to 2 million customers. And the new product I'm talking about launching hopefully will become the number one seller in the world, just like the last one we launched. I think that those would be really successful indicators for me because it means that we're fulfilling the mission and we're helping more people in a bigger way.
Yeah. Well, you're really doing amazing things to help people in a big way. So I really thank you for everything that you're doing.
I appreciate that. It's humbling and awe-inspiring to be able to say that we've impacted over 1 million lives. That's something I dreamed of when I was a kid. One day I want to do something that helps even 100 people. Then it's 1,000. Then it's 1 million. And to be there now with so much left to go, I mean, it's very fulfilling to say the least.
Absolutely. Well, that's it for today's episode of Healthier, Happier You, the people working to make it happen. A huge thank you to Ishan Patel for sharing his insights and the amazing work Audien Hearing is doing to help people live healthier, happier lives. If you enjoyed this conversation, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who could benefit. If your brand or business making an impact in health, wellness, or personal care, we'd love to help you grow. Connect with me at luxhammer.com. Thanks for listening. Until next time, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep making a difference.